All right, what up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Living the Dream podcast. Today on the show, we are talking about being scared of success. The question today, the what is it that we're talking about is, are you scared of success? And I'm talking about this because, one, the upper limit problem talked about in The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. Fantastic book. I think everybody should read it. Talks a lot about self-sabotage and why we self-sabotage and just our notion of self, our temperature of success. He says we all kind of have a temperature that we are comfortable with in our life. And for some people, they're comfortable with being broke. Like they're comfortable with pain, they're comfortable with misery. Really, you experience pain at each level of life. It's just pain that leads to different results. And so some people are comfortable with, poverty. Other people are comfortable with being wealthy. Some people are comfortable with toxic relationships. Other people are comfortable with healthy relationships. And so he's saying we have a temperature, really. Like say 50 to 53 degrees is my comfortability with toxic relationships. And if I hover in that 50 to 53 degrees, once I get to 54, my relationship starts to get a little healthy. I start to do stuff to sabotage that. And not really to sabotage it, but to bring myself back to equilibrium because I'm uncomfortable at 54 degrees. So to be comfortable, I need to be at 53 degrees, which means I just need a bit more toxicity in my relationship. And so that's kind of the idea of the Big Leap. And he talks about how to get yourself used to more success, like just acclimate yourself to more success. He talks a lot about that, which I think is a really cool book. But I'm bringing this up because yesterday I was shooting out cold DMs, and I've been saying that I've been struggling with my Creative Dealmakers mastermind and getting leads. And the other day, I applied some information that I got from course. They said go to Facebook groups that have the people that you want in them. It's kind of the idea of follow your dream 100. Where is the traffic going? It is not like when you're looking for traffic for a company or a business, it's not that you have to create traffic, it's that you have to get in front of traffic. So who already has what you're looking for, get in front of it and just start catching people. So I kind of utilized that concept. I went to a Facebook group where somebody was really struggling with money and they wanted their life to look better, self-improvement. And I was like, yo, I have a Dealmakers Mastermind, Creative Dealmakers Mastermind that will change your life. And first 40 are free, you'd be the second person. And they were like, what's the catch? Blah, blah, blah. So no catch. I just love to help people. And now they're part of my Creative Dealmakers Mastermind. And we're hopefully going to change their life if they take the action required and are willing to be held accountable. So I just think that's really cool. But I stopped at 50 DMs, which begs the question. If I sent 50 DMs and I got one person, and I sent one targeted DM and got one person, I really sent like 10 targeted DMs and got one person, why did I stop sending DMs that day? I didn't run out of time in the day. Like it wasn't time to go to sleep. Like I watched anime yesterday. I hung out with my fiance yesterday. I did other stuff and stopped at 50 DMs. So the question was, why did I stop? And this is where I have to ask myself, am I scared of success? Did I upper limit myself? And I think I did. I think I do. I think it's hard for me to conceptualize getting 15 people in a day to join my mastermind, getting 30 people in a day to join my mastermind. So I don't take the time to send out 3,000 DMs because I'm like, that would put me in an uncomfortable level of success. Kind of crazy to think about, but I think that's why I stopped. It's like, I can see myself shooting out 50 to 100 DMs a day, but I can't see myself shooting out 5,000 to 10,000. If I shot out that many, too many people would join my mastermind at once, blah, blah, blah. Would I be able to fulfill? Would they actually pay me? Is it actually worth it? Am I actually worth it? All these questions, all these doubts start popping up. And somebody asked me this. I was talking about how I don't feel like I'm scared of failure. Like I'm okay with failure. He's like, that's the problem. Like your temperature that you're okay with is failure. He's like, a mentor asked me earlier in my life, was I scared of success? And that made me think. And when he asked me that question, it also made me think. Then I read The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks, learned about the upper limit problem, made me think even more. And I'm like, dang, I really am scared of success. I really think I deserve a certain level of success, which is why I tolerate a certain level of success. And I don't tolerate anything under that, because if I went below 50 degrees, I'd be uncomfortable. If I went above 53 degrees, I'd be uncomfortable. So you have to get yourself comfortable at higher temperatures. The metaphor kind of breaks down because higher temperatures could be bad, higher temperatures could be good. But at a higher level of success, you have to get yourself more comfortable with that. And that has to be the temperature that you operate at. So Where do I want it to show up in my life? I would say massive action that challenges my notion of success. So, like I said with the previous example, instead of being scared of success and yielding to that, I would like to recognize my fear, recognize my upper limit problem, and act despite that. So if I say, ooh, 50 DMs, now I'm kind of tired, kind of bored, I'm ready to kind of move on. I made some progress, so let me stop there. I'm like, no, send 50 more, send 50 more, send 100 more, send 200 more, and just take such massive action that the floodgates of success just burst open. And it's like you're adding so much value to people, they can't help but add it back to you. So, that's one of the laws of success. So, that's where I want it to show up in my life. And how can you guys apply this to your life? I would say always do a bit more than you set out to do or than you're asked to do. And this is really hard because a lot of us don't like our jobs, which is another thing talked about in the big leap. Stop staying in your zone of excellence, move to your zone of genius, because your zone of genius is the place where you like lose time. You lose track of time, you lose your sense of self is completely enveloped in what you're doing. And so it's the stuff that gives us the most energy. Like our zone of excellence, we might produce money, we might produce impact, we might produce this stuff, but it stops us from being our best, most authentic self. And so in your zone of genius, it's easy to always do a bit more than you set out to do or than you're asked to do because you simply love the activity. You love to do what you're doing. And so you take initiative, right? I think a lot of us are stuck in our zone of excellence, zone of incompetence, and I think there's another zone that I'm forgetting. But anyway, move to your zone of genius, figure that out. That's something we help you do in the Creative Dealmakers Mastermind, actually, because honestly, I hate when people struggle. It's just why live a life that is not for you? Don't live other people's lives. And I think when you figure out your zone of genius and you start taking action, you start to get a taste of it, and then you get addicted. And once you get addicted, it's like, no, I'm going to make this happen. It will happen. And you keep taking action towards it. You stay committed to it in a way that you wouldn't otherwise. So that's what I have to say. Are you scared of success? If you are, go ahead and check out The Big Leap. I think he talks about really just meditating on the fact that you are worth success. Like, say, I forget what the mantra is, but he has his ultimate success mantra. And I think it's something like, I expand in abundance, success, and love every day, and I inspire those around me to do the same. Off the dome, might have missed a couple words there, might have used, I know it was 3 words: abundance, success, and love. I don't know if it was those 3 words, though. Sounds like it, but maybe not. Maybe it's wealth, abundance, wealth, and love. No, I think it's success. Um, because you can measure success without wealth, impact and whatnot, relationships. So, on that note, thank you guys for watching. If you're scared of success, go ahead and check out The Big Leap. Go ahead and start doing a bit more than you set out to do or than you're asked to do by finding your genius zone and then fighting to be in your genius zone as much as possible. Yeah, as we always ask, shoot this podcast to 1 to 3 people you know need to hear this message. Go ahead and give us a 5-star review on iTunes. Check out the Creative Dealmakers Mastermind on the website, workwithtimmydouglas.com. We are helping people make creative deals that facilitate their dream life so that we can maximize impact, revenue, and fulfillment in our lives. On that note, we're out.